Hello viewers and welcome back to the Emerald Enclave server where we are playing the HermitPack modded Minepack on Minecraft 1.10. I'm sure I said that wrong, but you know what? If I just continue on ever forward, no one's going to notice. So, I encountered an issue. We have updated to Minecraft... No, the mod pack, yes, 1.5.1. Anywhom, what you might notice, if we type in bio here, is that we have a new mod here. And this mod here comes with the biome pencil. Looking at this, it's not terribly expensive to make. What is that, by the way? Ah, an industrial diamond. And I went ahead and made a few of these. And they're really easy to use. You just hold them and you shift and you right-click with it in your hand, and you absorb up. Right now, you'll see over here, Savanna Plateau, you'd absorb that into your pencil. And then, once it's filled, you can not shift, just regular right-click, and you can paint with it. And it does it block by block by block. So, you can see where I've done it and where I have it. And actually... let's see, I think this is roofed forest. But because it wants to mesh with the savanna, it's this very light. But then if you do another row and another row, you see it quickly shades into dark, which that's okay because it gives you this really nice transition. Now the transition between savanna and roofed forest is pretty strong, but I still like it. I also went ahead and made some of these aesthetic standing stones, which you can dye the particles, I guess, the smoke. It doesn't do anything, though. And I went ahead and put some lights, and I dyed those purple. And so what we did was we made a little outline. And even look at the leaves on this tree as it grows into the other biome. Looks pretty neat, I think. So let's just kind of show you the outline of what we've done. I also used the fertilizer to plant a lot of mystic flowers, kind of really define the space. And the goal here is to really have an enclave, an area that's just set aside and different. But I didn't get to finish this. And it wasn't that I ran out of time. What happened was I wanted some jungle biome, because jungle biome, as you know, is the bright, beautiful, fantastic green. Dolan gave me some coordinates. It was pretty far away. I went into the nether. I went to where I thought the jungle biome was going to be. I popped up. It wasn't in. I miscalculated something. Whatever. But I was in a flower forest. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if I could just take a square of this and make it a flower forest? It might look weird. I could do it inside. But then I could bone meal that area in order to easily and quickly get all the tulips. Kind of a way to gather up some extra flower resources without having to fly around and gather them manually-ish. But upon right-clicking with the biome pencil on the flower forest, don't do this, by the way, it made the item invalid. It gave it a biome tag I later learned of -124 or 127, one of those. And it instantly crashed me. And I would log in, and it would see my inventory, and it would see the invalid item, and it crashed me. Draax actually had to end up removing the mod. I joined the server with the mod gone. It said, oh, these items are invalid. Do you want me to delete them? Yes, please. And then I was able to connect. So please be careful. Please be careful. But I do want to finish this, and actually, I could go make another biome pencil. I could start absorbing this and start drawing with it, because I know it works. I know it works because I did, but I'm just so... The amount of effort that was required for me to pin down the problem, and then I had to make somebody else stop what they were doing and basically shut down the server temporarily. Now, it probably wasn't that big a deal. It probably wasn't, but it's not something I want to have to ask somebody to keep doing. You understand? I don't like inconveniencing people. I don't like being the special case that needs something unique I don't want to put people out. That's just me. But sometimes I very much am that special case that did something weird and funky that no one would even think to do. Now, someone would have thought to do this, sure. But, but usually I do something really weird, really special, and then I need somebody to help, save me. At least when I don't have access to the things myself. So let's see. I fleshed out some of this stuff. We need to still give this some blocks, but we can fly in and out. Oh, and let's pay special close attention to, there is no way for mobs to get up in there. Ouch. Perfect. Tropical garden. We're going to talk about these gardens here. Apparently there's a lot of different kinds of gardens. That's tropical, and each one drops different things. This is all parts of Pam's Harvest Craft, Pamcraft, something. Anyway, side rail. First, I want to finish showing you the changes we've made. I went ahead and swapped these out with chiseled black quartz stairs. Thanks again to Dadcraft, who gave me enough to make all the stairs I need for the base. And then I went ahead and decorated this hallway. Now, the colors are kind of dirty, and on their own they look good. It seems strange that something so old and rusted connects to something so, like, pristine and perfect. But at the same time, I like it. And I found that I really like this block used just straight up and down as sort of a vent type looking thing. Let's make a little more factory block so I can show you very easily how it looks with this eye chisel. You just right click and you left click, and then you got a normal looking view. But what you can do is you can kind of preview how it will look. Now, this isn't making slabs. This is just showing you if you had 3x3, this is how the pattern would appear. So this is how we're kind of using it, almost like a vent. But if we put it together, it actually would have this clear space in between, which is not what I was going for. So I definitely like it like this. And then the little extra effect where it looks like it's going behind this. Just pretty cool, I think. Something small in my inventory, I actually have sacks of storage. And the reason I have these rather than a bag of holding, for one, they hold more. I think it's just one extra row. But two, you can name them. The bag of holdings I tried to name. And actually recently in Exuma's video, he's been talking about, well, his whole item system is very wonky, if you've seen it. Of course, he's using a lot of importers and exporters and trying to connect the pieces and blocks with other mods. I'm keeping mine very, well, I want to say vanilla, but as far as modded goes, I'm not mixing this mod with a bunch of other mods. It's not interconnected. Not yet. I don't think it'll need to be to use effectively. And we have 264K and 21% full. Oh my gosh. But he's even been having some trouble with his bag of holding. Of course, he's also jumping dimensions. But, you know, just another reason to stick with these. Keep it safe. Don't trust all the mods. So I think that's it for improvements. Well, there's one other larger one that I do want to show you. But the other thing I did, let's show you the Blaze Farm. And please don't be impressed. Just the fact that I said Blaze Farm. Like, what? You have a Blaze Farm? Well, kind of. I have a blaze thing. Ow! Stop it, jerk. Now I'm in the ceiling. Alright, hold on. Let's wait till they despawn. I say despawn, but in reality, I mean die. Die spawn. I just got some conveyor belts onto some diamond spikes. I thought I heard you could enchant these, and I tried to, and they didn't want to. So I don't know. And I probably don't need this many, but I had the diamonds because Dolin's such a great gift giver with giving me his shulkers everywhere. But let's get out of here. Let's look at it the safer way. Then actually I close this off that way, otherwise light goes through, and I don't know if there's an easy way to make an access point that light doesn't come through. we got this in the slab, so nothing can spawn in here. And then from here, I can barely reach the vacuum chest. So it's not like hyper efficient, but it doesn't use power. And there's a couple items that will let us change these vanilla spawners. And that's definitely something I want to look into probably sooner rather than later. Because it seems like there's going to be a good use for emeralds coming up here for us with something else I want to check out. And if I don't have enough emeralds, well, we're going to need to find a way to get some. Okay, so really we can use anything that fits in a furnace, but with the blaze rods, it's kind of like a free fuel. And with 8, I mean, they're just all going to go. Because I think I have, well, let's count them. 16. I got 16 of these guys. And I have half of them attached to this guy and half of them attached to this one. Let's see, where's my twig? There's my twig. If we hold this, we can see who's doing what. Yeah, so this just fills up, and then it gets enough to shoot out. And it slowly fills these up. And this one's empty because I already emptied it. And I emptied it using a mana tablet. And these can hold so much, but it's the easiest way. I just left-clicked and it froze. Don't freeze on me, man. Don't scare me, Minecraft. This is the easy way to move this stuff around, and we're going to need that when we start looking at some Botania stuff, which we might do today, I'm thinking. But there's something else I'm excited about. There's something else I want to look into first. But one thing I did work on that I had a lot of fun with, and I'm kind of excited to show you guys, because I thought we might need to do a lot more mechanical stuff. And where are we going to put it? We have the chisel room. We have that room up there, which is starting to get some purpose. We have the lab. We have this main room. But eventually, we're going to need some more space than that, and I don't want to build my machines outside. So, I mean, the obvious thing is to just cut through. Like I said I was in this room earlier, we could cut through. But then, this way is kind of annoying. If the stuff down there I want to keep going to, constantly having to go up and down this path is going to be annoying, so why not just dig straight down? So we have this cool little vent system, and I like this because this has sort of become a theme in this base. We have this guy, which we just went down into, and we have this guy, which goes up to our power gen and power storage. Is that accurate? Input 12, output 12? I don't think so. But that's fine. It's full. This thing's always full. I just don't use enough power yet, but we should look into remedying that. All right, so let's go back down here and then look at this giant room. Now we're going to do a few things here inspired by people that I watch. So DireWolf20, he has a new single-player series where he's playing through Minecraft 1.10 and modded. And not this mod pack, his own little mod pack, but whatever. But he really likes the 9x9, 9x9x9, which I didn't do. I did by 5, I believe, because I think that's good enough. And I just like the simplicity of his little rooms that he's building, and he just has them pretty close to each other. Not all of them are attached, but so I imagined a little 9x9. Going to a 9x9, and I was going to do a 2x2 of those. And I said, you know what, let's do 3x3, that way we have a central room. And then I was thinking about how I wanted these walls, since they were walls that were shared among many different rooms, let's make them see-through. So this is the little design I came up with, and I really like it. And I did have the typical 2 blocks down here, right? So the opening was just a 3x3. But then I found when I cleared that out, I kind of like it. Now it's separate rooms, but they're not as separated, right? But I still want to finish these things because they look like giant I don't know. But they look important. And these look kind of like vents. And that thing, which is just glowstone, chiseled, looks really important. But for the glass to look nice like this, it's got to be solid all the way through. This hasn't been working because I've been offline, or because it's out of power. Now, I also made a down below for wiring. And right now, I don't have it properly lit up with these guys, so we have torches in places. And even up above, I have to have torches here or put a light there. So we gotta make some more lights. But just with a transfer node and a upgrade mining, or as we know it as the world interaction node, with a lava and water, it makes cobblestone, right? Cobblestone. And that's just going to feed into here. And then we have 2 coal generators. And that's just because I haven't taken the power and run it down here, which I think I need to do eventually. And then this is just a way to get the items out. So we got the sand, basically free sand, because we're using those crushers. And the sand we can easily turn into glass, which I made this semi-automated to put them in there. Ah, yes. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just take a bunch. What else is of significance? Oh, these. So these guys, the ancient capacitors, are not always garbage, as Dolan pointed out to me. Sometimes they are, and sometimes they aren't. So this one says a max of 107 RF per tick. And this one is 100 RF per tick. So sometimes these are just as good as the octic capacitors. Sometimes they're just as good. Now that we have Botania, remember that we can have any color dye in near infinite amounts. And actually, before I make this, am I sure that that was black glass? Clear black stained glass. Yes, okay, perfect. Think of the pain of trying to collect 64 ink. No thanks. Now with this, you can place it, but if you break it, now you have shards, and you get enough shards, you can put them together to make a full piece of glass. That's no bueno. We don't want that. But if we take our eye chisel, which let me just show you how much of a beautiful tool this is. Left click, pick the Tinker's Construct clear black stained glass. I believe is what we want. Yeah, nice borderless. You get that. See how nice this preview is? We're going to hold down Shift, and you see it's selected all the blocks, and we're going to left click. They're all chiseled. And now it drops. And it's a beautiful thing. And so real quick, I think most of you are familiar, but we just do this. It's not what I wanted. And then we just do this, because, you know, let's save glass. Then you get kind of a different look there, don't you? It's just not as nice as when it's all solid. It just looks straight through. And I'd prefer, I think, you know, I'd have to try it out to be sure, but I think I'd prefer the clear glass, except the clear glass you actually cannot chisel, which is really unfortunate. Also, FYI, the reason everything's like a dark black color is because this is all basalt. This is all different forms of basalt, and I had a ton of basalt. And then I also got this swapping wand, which made doing all this work really not effortless, but a lot easier than it could have been. So once again, DireWolf inspired me to search more